Myself, Dr. Shirish Khedikar from India Meteorological Department, and we are going to discuss today on climate change and global warming. So, under this syllabus, we are going to cover two main topics, that is climate change and global warming. So, under climate change, basics of climate change, observe climate change over India and globe. And in global warming, we are going to cover possible cause of global warming, impact of global warming on environment. So let's start. So the climate change is defined as change which is attributed directly or indirectly to human activity that alters the composition of the globe atmosphere, and which is in addition to natural climate variability observed over comparable time. So this definition was given by Bruce E. Johnson, Global Warming in 2020 Century book, Plant Animal in Peril. So climate change means it is a long-term change in statistical distribution of weather pattern over a period of time that ranges from decade to millions of years. It may be change in average weather condition or a change in distribution of weather events with respect to an average, for example, greater or fewer extreme weather events. So climate change may be limited to specific region or it may occur over the whole globe. So next slide, some basics. So humans are creating climate change by burning large amount of fossil fuels, coals, oil, natural gases. Another factor is deforestation. When forests are cut down or burned, they can no longer store carbon, and the carbon in release to the atmosphere. So the gases, especially CO2, act like a blanket and restrict the rate at which Earth's surface can radiate heat to the space. So next slide is indicators of climate change. So according to National Ocean and Atmospheric Administration NOAA, there are 7 indicators that would be expected to increase in warming world and 3 indicators that would be expected to decrease. So tropospheric temperature, humidity, temperature over oceans, sea surface temperature, sea level, oceanic heat content, temperature over land, these parameters. So this indicator will increase, glaciers, snow covers and sea ice will decrease. So the level of CO2 has risen substantially since industrial revolution. So global average temperature of CO2 concentration in 1880 to 2006 is, so this is how they have continuously increased. This image was used during IPCC report submitted. So it is a simple example by image we can say. During 1928, the South Cascade glaciers in Washington was entirely covered in that area. So it is looking like a river. But in 1979, half of the portion it become extinct, and in 2003 it is remaining small amount. So small amount of glaciers was remained during 2009. So it is going on. So some theories I will say about. So these are the theory used to study climatic fluctuations like CaCO2 deposits. So people will see take the CaCO2 deposit. So CaCO2 is a biological source from egg cells, snail shells, and most sea cells are predominantly calcium carbonate. So calcium carbonate deposit can be studied and helpful to study the climatic fluctuations. Then concentration of amino acids. Then palynology. So what is mean by palynology? The study of pollen grains and other spores. Then pedogenic criteria. So from the plant we can study the climate fluctuations. Then dendroclimatology. So study the age of the plant based on their rings. So that is known as dendro and climatology. So from that rings we study the climate, that is known as dendroclimatology. So verves. So what is mean by verves? A pair of thin layer of clay and silt concentrating contrasting color and texture which represent the deposit of a single year. So every year there is a one layer will form. So from that layers we can study the climate change. Then inorganic deposits of alluvial, aeolian, glacial and volcanic. So each year the volcanic eruption we can one layer is formed. For example, sometime twice in a year or different time. So from that layers we can measure the climatic fluctuation. Then oxygen isotope concentration. So oxygen isotope concentration in living and non-living items. So they can be measured. So oxygen become isotopes from so after some years. So from that how much concentration of O18 and O16 remain, that can be used to study. Then what are the factors which are causing climate change? So mountain and buildings, sea level variations due to change in temperature and precipitation, variation in tilt of earth axis. So earth axis is tilted to 23.5 degree from the plane of its orbit around the earth. During a cycle that average about 40,000 years, the tilt of axis varies from 22.1 degree and 24.5 degree, and this cycle is called as Milankovitch cycle.
So next point is changes in Earth orbit around the Sun. So it is known that Earth's orbit around the Sun changes shape every 1 lakh years. The orbit became either more round or more elliptical at these intervals. The shape of the orbit is known as its eccentricity. A related aspect is that every 41 years the cycle of the tilt of Earth axis changes. Next point is changes in intensity of solar radiation. So the intensity of solar radiation fluctuates over an approximately 11-year cycle. This up and down coincide with the increased occurrence and disappearance of sunspot, i.e. dark spot on Earth. So on Sun, sorry. So during the sunspot minimum, and in contrast hardly any spot can be seen. Radiant flux decreases during this period. So next point is CO2 concentration in atmosphere. So the global average atmospheric carbon dioxide in 2018 was 407.4 part per million, that is ppm in short, with a range of uncertainty of plus and minus 0.1 ppm. The carbon dioxide level today is higher than at any point in the last 8 lakh years. Then another point is continental drift. So the continental drift is the movement of Earth landmass related to each other over a geological time period. About 200 million years ago, they were joined together. Scientists believe that back then the Earth was not as we see it today, but the continents were all part of one large landmass. Ocean circulation is involved in the transfer of heat around the Earth, so the wandering of landmass over the tens and hundreds millions of years may influence climate change over the similar time scale. Then another point is volcanic eruption. So large scale volcanic activity may last only a few days, but the massive outpouring of gases and ashes can influence climate pattern for years. Sulfuric gases convert to sulfate aerosol micron droplets containing about 75% sulfuric acid. Following eruptions, these aerosol particles can linger as long as 3 to 4 years in the atmosphere, which may reduce the temperature of particular location.
We are going to study the impact of climate change on agriculture. So first we will see the duration of crop. So duration of crop grown cycles are reduced due to high temperature result in reduction of yield for major crops. Duration between sowing and harvesting will shorten, will cause adverse effect on productivity. Because of early seasons, wheat, barley, oat would get benefited due to longer duration. So glacial retreat and disappear. So according to United Nations climate report, Himalaya glaciers will disappear by 2035. It will trigger flood, landslide, debris flow and drought in Southeast Asia. Then destabilization of local climate. So, climate change in local normal climatic parameters may lead to complete change in local cropping pattern. Crop yield. So, increase in CO2 concentration may increase photosynthesis rate, shortening of growing period, decrease in water availability, and poor vernalization can cause decrease in potential yield. Increase in temperature can cause sterility in rice and reducing in resulting in reducing grain yield. So decrease in soil moisture and increase in heat stress results in lower wheat yield. So in wheat will get benefited due to carbonaceous fertilization. So C3 pathway weeds will compete with grain crop. So cropping pattern like spatial shifting of crop potential, wheat belt may be replaced by barley, barley by the maize and maize by the soybean and so on. Ocean become acidified. Ocean is a sinks for CO2 and increase in level of CO2 in environment lead to acidification of ocean. Management practices. So intense rainfall, drought and heat spell will increase in the need for irrigation may lead to higher cost of production. Higher rainfall likely to increase need of fertilization. Diseases and insect pest. Increase in rainfall lead to increase in atmospheric humidity. It combined with higher temperature and may increase insect and disease vectors. Global warming will increase the rate of development of pest and members of generations produce around the year. So number of generations produced around the year there will be increase and also extend geographical range. So these people insects they can now go to another locations, new location they will adapt themselves. So soil fertility, so positivity of soil degradation, soil carbon nitrogen ratio will affected, lead to higher storage of nitrogen in the soil, increase in temperature, increase in greater mineralization. So these are the some impacts we have studied during climate change on agriculture. So some impact of climate change on livestock and production. So heat waves increase in frequency of serious illness and risk of death. Warmer and wetter conditions would lead to increase in frequency of heat related infectious diseases. Increase in frequency and intense heat waves, the rise of death and serious illness is expected to increase. Temperature rise by 1 degree Celsius above their optimal growth temperature. Feed intake decreased by 5% and activity decreased by 7.5% in peaks. So these are the observed. So heat stress prolonged cause to fatal death rate increase. Heat stress affect reproduction, milk yield and health in dairy animals. Heat stress cause production loss of more than 1.8 million tons of the milk. So temperature variability and rise will affect duration to attain puberty. So temperature rise by 2 to 5 degrees Celsius by 2100 will increase incidence of silent eaters, short eaters and decline in production affecting of livestock species. So then increase in temperature lead to change in prices of grains, and pastures may lead to affect production of livestock. Okay, so availability of fresh water is expected to be highly vulnerable. So these are some changes and impacts of climate change of livestock production. So here in this slide we can see the greenhouse effect. So what is greenhouse effect? So we receive the energy from the sun, and that energy is transferred from the atmosphere. So sun reaches the energy to the earth, some energy reflected back to the space, some is absorbed and re-radiated. Most of the heat is absorbed by greenhouse and reflected in all direction, and which cause the warming of the earth. Then greenhouse gases and their impact. So now we are going to study the greenhouse gases. So methane, first is methane. The proportion of methane in the air is about 1.3 to 1.8 ppm. It, it was just 0.71 ppm in 1750. It has been increased almost 152% in the last 350 years. This is a result of massive increase in rice production and number of domestic grazing of animal. Is mainly a biological pollutant, chlorofluorocarbon CFCs. So these are largely used in cooling systems and also in foam insulation, cleaning solvent and medical sterilization. Concentration in less than 1 ppm, responsible for ozone depletion in atmosphere. Its present concentration is 880 ppt, means part per trillion. So nitrous oxide N2O. So the proportion of air is 0.32 ppm. It was 0.27 ppm during 1750. So increase almost 80%, 18% in last 350 years. The intense with ozone and increase in concentration. So carbon dioxide. It is a responsible half of the total greenhouse effect. Its present proportion in the atmosphere is 376 ppm in 2003, while in 1860 it was only 290 ppm, and it is almost increased in 32% in last 250 years. For each rise in 10%, the concentration of temperature increased by 0.3 degree Celsius. What are the sources of greenhouse gases in agriculture? So carbon dioxide from fossil fuel consumption. Use of fossil fuel for agriculture production accounts 8% of the total emission from the agriculture. Primarily from the combustion of petrol and diesel fuel, use of renewable sources can reduce the CO2 emission. Erratic fermentation. So methane is a production as a part of normal digestive process in animal called as erratic fermentation. So beef cattle accounts about 70%, dairy cattle about 25% of the emission. So feed quality and feed intake influence the level of methane emission. Methane from the rice field. So rice when grown in the waterlogged lowland area, so lowland condition create a on erratic non-oxygenic environment. It is a product, so it is responsible for methane production by anaerobic methanogen bacteria known as methanogenesis. So this process is known as methanogenesis. So manures. So methane is produced by anaerobic decomposition of manures. So methane stored in liquid as liquid or slurry in ponds, tanks or pits create methane emission and can reduce. So if methane capture and use as energy source. So from the soil, so nitrous oxide emissions from the soil account 60% of the total emissions from agriculture sector. It produce denitrification. So NO2 N2O. Large increase in use of nitrous fertilizer from the crop production increase the emission of nitrous oxide. So future possible impact of climate change. So according to IPCC, more severe droughts and or floods in some places and less severe in another places. Increase in precipitation intensities and possibility of more extreme rainfall events. Greater hydrological effect of climate change in drier areas than in wetter areas. More vigorous hydrological cycle in increase in evaporation overall. So increase in variability of rise and discharge along rivers and discharge along with that of rainfall. A shift of peak of snow melt runoff to earlier in spring as rainfall as temperature rise. So greater fall in lake water lies in dry region with high evaporation. More intense tropical cyclone can be possible. So ways of manage risk related to climate extreme variabilities and change. So aware about climate extremities, variability, change, and their impact in farm operations. Understanding of weather and climate processes, including cause of climate variability and change. Historical knowledge of weather extremes and climate variability for allocation and farm operations. So analytical tools to describe the weather extreme and climate variability. Ability to apply the warning and forecast in decision making. So these are the ways to manage the risk. So global warming. So we are going to study the global warming is the increase of the Earth's average surface temperature due to a build-up of greenhouse gases in atmosphere. So global warming is the long-term heating of Earth's climate system observed since the pre-industrial period between 1850 to 19 due to human activity, primarily fossil fuel burning, which increased the heat trapping greenhouse gas level in Earth atmosphere. So the term global warming is frequently used to interchangeably with the term climate change. But the climate change refers to the both human and naturally produced warming and the effect it has been our planet. So global warming is the most commonly measured of average increase in Earth global surface temperature. The since pre-industrial period, human activities are estimated to have increased Earth global average temperature by about 1 degree Celsius, 1.8 degree Fahrenheit, a number that is frequently increased by zero point 0.2 degree Celsius, that means 0.36 degree Fahrenheit per decade. Most current warming trend is extremely likely greater than 95% probability that is having the result of human activity since 1950 and the preceding at a unprecedented rate over a decade to millennia. So result of global warming today the current level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere are higher than that in time during last 6,50,000 years. So earth was warm at an exceptional rate over a last 100 years and particularly over the last 2 decades. So since 1992, each year has been one of the 20 warmest year record. According to National Ocean Atmospheric Administration (NOAA), 2016 was the hottest year on the record worldwide. So observe global warming. So global temperature has risen since industrial revolution. 0.41 degree Celsius rise in since industrial revolution and ocean temperature rise by 0.55 degree Celsius. Some predicted effect of climate change and observed today are few examples are increasing extreme precipitation events, melting of ice caps and glaciers, rise in sea level. So IPCC has predicted that more intense heat waves and droughts, higher rains, stronger storms, and rise in sea level would result in global warming. So these are the some predicted effects of global warming have given by Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So past observed climate change in India climate. So at a national level, an increase in near surface temperature up to 0.4 degree Celsius has been observed over a past century. So record from the past 130 years do not indicate any marked long-term trend in the frequencies of large-scale droughts and floods in India. So what are the causes of global warming? So forest destruction. So cutting of tree reduce the sink of CO2, CO2 collects higher level and heat from the sun. Population growth and electrical pollution. So fossil fuels like oils and petroleum use burn to create electricity. So effect of rising temperature on food, health, land, water and environment. So water. So glaciers disappear completely, threatening water supplies. 20 to 40% decrease in water availability, disappearing of large glaciers in Himalaya. So in food, modest increase in cereal yield in temperate region, decline in crop yield in tropical region, agriculture yield decline by 15 to 35%, seriously disturbing the marine ecosystem. So land, permafrost thawing damages buildings and roads, people exposed to flooding, people affected by coastal flooding, sea level rise threatening low lying areas. So, health, millions of people will die due to diseases, more people exposed to malaria, millions of people die due to malnutrition. Environment, 20 to 50% species facing extinction, loss of around half of Antarctic tundra. So, impact of global warming on India. So, monsoon rains become less predictable, glaciers are melting, more flood and droughts occurring, increase in landslide and flooding, sea level rise by 0.18 to 0.59 meters in 21st century compared to 20th century. Annual mean temperature from 1901 to 2009 rise by 0.56 degrees Celsius. So these are some example. So rainfall is decreased over most part of the central India during pre-monsoon season. Increase in extreme rainfall events. Example: 944 mm rainfall on 26th May 2005 in Mumbai. So increase in frequency, persistence and spatial coverage of heat waves. So these are some impact of global warming on India. So adaptations to sea level rise. So protect, retreat and accommodate. So in protect, engineering solutions, example sea walls, rising level of the road. Then retreat means strategic planning. So what we can plan, how we can tackle it, and then accommodate. So we have to adapt and accept it. So climate change over India during 2018 was significantly warm in respect to temperature. So annual mean temperature for the country this year was plus 0.4 degrees Celsius above the 1981 to 2010 average, thus making the year 2018 as the sixth warmest year on record since national wide record conceived in 2001. Other nine warmest year record was 2016, 2009, 2017, 2010, 2015, 1958, 2002, 2014, 2006. So we can see that 2016 the anomaly was plus 0.7 degrees Celsius. So all India mean temperature anomalies, the time series and trend for the period 1901 to 2018 in the mean temperature analysis for anomalies for different seasons like annual, winter, pre-monsoon, post-monsoon and monsoon. So during annual we can study from June to December. The annual trend was plus 0.6 degrees Celsius over 100 years. So during winter, January to February, it is trend was 0.68 degrees Celsius over 100 years. So pre-monsoon, March to May, the trend was plus 0.56 degrees Celsius over 100 years. During monsoon, the trend was plus 0.39 degrees Celsius per 100 years. And during post-monsoon, it was, so during post monsoon means October to December, the trend was plus 0.87 degrees Celsius over 100 years. So we can clearly see, just remember, during monsoon it was lowest and during post monsoon it was highest, and annual was 0.6. Thank you.